Welcome to Attican Plays Surviving the Aftermath. All right, hi, this is Attican and welcome to Surviving the Aftermath, Series 1, Episode 2. Now, in our introductory episode, we kind of looked through the basics of how the game is played. We started playing, we're playing on 100% difficulty, meaning we have all the hardest settings, all the catastrophes, the toughest bandits, the whole bit. And we were able to, we've made it to day 12, and we've got a pretty good starting thing going here. We've got some farming going on. We've got some fishing. We've got a cookhouse and logging camp for our cookhouse, so that we've got meals coming in for the folks. We've managed finally to give everyone housing. We've got adequate water, and we're starting to store water in a water tower. And we're taking people in. Our happiness is so-so. Everybody's kind of neutral, which is pretty good, given what a crappy place they live in. And what I want to do in this episode is kind of focus on, well, first of all, just continuing to survive and continuing to grow our colony, but also to kind of focus on trying to come up with just the method and the way you need to think about how to play the game to make it easy on yourself. In other words, what I do A, I do B, I do C, I'm in good shape. So I think it's a pretty obvious kind of checklist. You could do a mental checklist. You could literally write one down if you wanted to. But to me, the first thing to check on is water. You have to make sure that you have water for folks, and that your water is not only adequate for now, but you're preparing for the future when things are going to get worse. Because remember all the different catastrophes that the game has. They all have different things, different demands, if you will, different things you have to do to prepare for them. And when we get a heat wave, our water consumption is going to go way up. When we get a lot of people sick, our water consumption is going to go way up, because sick people require more water. So we have to be overproducing the water, or at a minimum storing a surplus of water, so that if we go negative in water for a while during a catastrophe, we don't end up with dehydration and killing off our people due to lack of water. So water is number one. So the first thing I see here on our water deal is that we're producing a little more than we're consuming. That's good, and we are storing it in a water tower. So that would, to me, and we're gaining storage. So that's a minimum position you want to be in. The ideal position really is to be able to produce twice as much water as you're going to consume. So we would need a couple more wells, but maintaining those wells can be really tough, because they get typically hit during meteor showers and you have to maintain them. So that makes it tough. So we're okay on the water for now. We're storing and we're gaining. So we're preparing for the future. The second thing to check is food. Can I feed these people? And right now, our production of food is at 87. Our consumption's at 17. So we're pretty good. And you'll notice at 17, we have 21 people. The way they do that is that the children don't consume as much as the adults. So your consumption is typically a little lower than the total number of people that you have. And you'll notice we've got some potatoes. And what we're really short on, we don't have much fish. We don't have meat, and we're trying to do this cookhouse to, remember, it gives us leverage. It triples the production of our meat and more than doubles the production of our veggies. So we really want to try to keep it occupied, if you will, keep it busy, keep it producing meals for two reasons. One, the nutrition of the meals, and two, just that multiplier, so that the food that we're creating is actually having a greater effect. So I think the thing to do with the food is we need some more fishing. Now, the interesting thing about the fishing is it has an area of effect, and you would think that the area effect, if we overlap them, we're going to lose productivity. I actually haven't seen that to be the case yet. I have actually taken ponds like this and put 5 or 6 fishing huts around it, and did just fine. Like, even now, this won't, well, it will fit. See, I think we could actually put one right there, and both of them would do just fine. But for now, the easiest way for us to add a little fishing is to just simply say, let's put one more worker in there. So we don't need to spend the resources to build this. We can bump up our fishing a little bit by, basically we've doubled our fishing because now we have 2 fishermen, and or fisher persons, I guess, to be politically correct. And we'll let that run for a while and see if we can't get ahead on our meat a little bit so that we can keep that cookhouse busy and keep pace with our veggie production. So food should be all right. The next thing is housing, and we have each tenement can hold 8, so we've got 24 capacity of housing. We've got 21 people. We're good for now. We're not good for future, like the next group that comes in. It would be nice to be building, that next house. But for now, we're good. So let's look at what's the next. So that's the 3 main things: water, food, housing, shelter. And then you need to look at your production. So you need to look at, am I getting enough raw materials, and am I staying okay with tools and clothing? We're actually doing okay with the tools and clothing, surprisingly enough, because we haven't actually, our tailor shop got built and then destroyed and then by a meteor storm, and we've never actually, our tool shop, and our tailor shop, we've never even finished building it yet. So let's just, let's keep our building going, focused on these 2, getting them up and running so we don't end up with a problem here. And then the other thing we want to do is our raw materials, let's make sure that we're picking up something good. So we've got, right here you can see there's no wood being picked up and only a little bit of concrete. So let's reposition this. I would like to make sure, well, I'm going to put it on the wood, and then I'm going to go here and check. What do we need for this? We need the planks for the tool shop and concrete. We've got enough concrete. So let's focus on getting these planks down here with our pickup. So we won't have to deal with the planks yet. We can still go ahead and pick up the rubble that's out there on the map, because we've got 24 there. We've got 17 there, so there's a lot of planks there yet to be had, and so we can pick those up. That takes care of that. Let's make sure our food, we're picking up berries, so that's good. So we're actually in pretty good shape. So after all that talk, other than adding one here, I think we'll leave everything pretty much the same and let it run until we get these guys built. Okay, there. Now we're looking good with the tool shop. We're going to get it done. And what we want to do now, once we get that done, the next thing we want to do is move kind of into the next stage of our sophistication, if you will, and start making parts. So now our specialists are ready. Let's go out and see what they can do. Okay, where did we leave it? We left it with, we got Platty and Jen here, and they're both kind of more so-so folks. We don't have any real attackers. So we could attack a bandits with them, but it would take a long time to beat the bandits down. So let's see if there's something else that would be better for these folks to do. So let's go out and explore and find something more useful. Medicine, that's always good. Platty, what can you get into? Concrete would be great, but again, we'd have to fight our way to it. What we really like is this right here, the research. There's an observatory out here, and or planetarium, or whatever they call it, and that's kind of our next target, to get some more technology, I think. But for right now, we're just going to keep exploring, picking up things that are easy to pick up, and waiting till we get more of an attacker type of specialist in our mix. All right, so our tool shop's about to go up now. The gate. There we go. We finished our tool shop. We'll go ahead and let one person work in that. We've still got 5 carriers. That's good. We want to make sure you keep some open, at least minimum 1 to do your building. And Oh, let's unpause this and start working on that Taylor. Oh, look at this. We're already set up on it, so it's good. So now, I'm going to pause for a second. Let's talk about what we want to do next. So now, I got to check research. I don't remember if we're there yet or not. Let's see. Production. No, we're not ready to do the junk recycling. We need a little bit of research to go there. Our food. And I really want education as well. So I think I'm ahead of myself a little bit. I think what we're going to do first is try to get education, because I want these children. We've got 4 children. We should have them in a school. If they're in a school, they are kind of learning trades or learning how to survive, and they become more effective workers. So when they become adults, you get more out of them, and that's what we want. So no, we've gotten rid of that. Let's finish off that little road right there. Once this is gone, we'll finish a little road connection here so that this is all connected up. I'm seeing this area out here as kind of being farmland, because we've got really good fertile soil here and sorry, I can't speak. Fertile soil here, and we've got reasonable out here. So this is probably going to be a farming land area out here when we want to have good road access to it. And well, let's see. So what do we want to get into next? What we really want to do is we want some research. So would love for the gate to show up, another specialist to show up. We could really use one. Okay, guys, what are you gonna do? Platty, go find us. Find us something good here, Platty. Metal's always good. Now, a comment on this action, this kind of the big world manipulation. One of the things I really cannot understand is how a specialist can pick up, if there's 40 concrete blocks in a site, they can pick up half of them in one turn and the other half in the other turn. But then when they get the medicine, which you would think would be much smaller, it'll take her 4 or 5 turns to pick up all that medicine. I don't quite understand that, but anyway, it is what it is. So here we go. So now we've got our tailor, we've got our tool shop, so that's all great. Now this guy here, I've played this, I know what he's going to do. But my comment on these guys, when you see these weird guys and you're not sure what they want, well, he says offers to join a colony and help out working as a scientist. But if he's not going to be a specialist, he can't be a scientist. There is no such thing. We don't have that capability. So something's wrong here. Something's off. This looking over his shoulder and seems nervous. Yeah, something's wrong here. So we're going to tell this guy to goodbye, say goodbye to him. And now we've got another adult. So one of our kids has grown up, unfortunately uneducated, so he won't be extra productive, but that's okay. We need the help any way we go. So let's stop for just a second and think about that same thing we were talking about before. You see, we're still accumulating water. That's good. Our food is still pretty good. It's only 60. We do have a couple of fish, so I think what we're going to do next, we have 5. We have some open folks, so let's put in another fishing hut. And just to see if it really matters, let's literally just put it right there. So they're just kind of facing each other, right next to each other. You would think that would be about as bad a way as you could do it. We'll find out if it is. So let's build another fishing hut. Get that food production up a little bit. And I think too, let's see, are we already building it? Yeah, we're already good. So while we've got some resources here, before we get caught short, let's go ahead and put in a fourth tenement. And let's see, keep picking up that medicine. Pick up the medicine. See, she could pick up 32 metal in one gulp, and but only 4 medicine. That's weird. All right, I won't say that again. All right. All right, you can see we're low on clothes now. Yeah, but we do have our tailor up and running. We've got 65 or so. At 60 will give us, we can get 20 clothing out of the fiber that we have. So we're good there. I think what we're going to do, let's go ahead and give this a second person. And let's let both of these be producing. And all right, so now here we go with our next catastrophe, and we really are. This one's so easy. We really are getting lucky on these because this is a magnetic storm. Now, a magnetic storm basically affects all your energy producing or energy using buildings. So we don't have any. So this is going to be almost a non-event. I think you can get some radiation effect from this. It seems like we get a few extra injured. But we really don't have to do anything to prepare for this one. We're really cut here. Let me stop and I'll tell you why. Because we're not producing any energy, so we're not going to get wind turbines or solar panels affected by the storm. We're not using any energy, so none of our buildings are going to get hit by the lightning and short out or anything like that. And it doesn't affect our crops, so we don't have to do any early harvests or any kind of special processing like that. And basically, you know, this is almost a non-event. It will affect our happiness for a while. People are not going to enjoy this storm, but it's not going to actually impact us. So again, we got lucky. Our first one was the meteor storm, which other than wiping out a tool shop was okay. And this one is going to be almost a non-event. So we're hitting it lucky this time. Trust me, there are worse things that could happen to us, like nuclear fallout, for example. All right, so our specialists are continuing to pick stuff up, and let's just see, what do we want to do next? We're building, let's just finish off this house. And we're down to only 3 extras, so we have to watch. We don't want to overbuild and not have enough carriers. So what's this guy got for us? A carrot seed. We can't afford the peanuts. A carrot seed. Carrots don't really buy us anything. Carrots are similar to corn. They're fast, low yield, and we have a fast, low yield crop. We have corn, and we've already switched over to potatoes, which are kind of a medium kind of thing. And what we really want to get are maybe soybeans, which are great, and they're also a protein, and eventually wheat for way down the road when we can start making bread. So where are we? What are we missing? We're missing a little bit of wood. How's our pickup? See, our pickup is empty. So pause this again. All right, so all right, what we're going to do here is move the work area up here. Make sure we can get that wood, and then once that tenement is built, has enough materials, we're going to put in a sawmill so that we can start basically producing our own wood. All right. And those of you who are experienced players on this, put in the comments, when do you put your sawmill in? I mean, we could have done this earlier, but I really prefer just picking up scraps while in the early game. All right. Let's just keep picking stuff up. Now here, a quick comment. I would prefer, I think there's too much micromanagement of these people. Now we only have 2 specialists. You could have 30 or 40 in a longer game. I find it meticulous and a bit boring to handle all these the way we are. What I'd like to be able to do is say, okay, you pick up medicine till it's all gone. Right? I mean, it's not booby trap. You're not going to take any health hits. Just pick it up. I'd love to be able to give a command, either like a control and a right click, or a special command on here or whatever that says do this until completed. Same thing with what I'd really love above all is a go home button. So if let's say we've gone out here and fought this bandit and tried to get this research opened up, and we've got our folks are beat up and need to go home and recover, I'd love to be able to just hit a button that says Platty, go home. And each time you come back out to the world, if she has movement points available, she'll just move towards home until she gets there. That would free up, because once you get 10 or 20 of these guys out here on the field, the specialists, and you've got people running all over the place and people going home and people coming back out. It first of all, it's a little confusing, but you can keep track of it. But secondly, it's just boring. It's just very meticulous, very tedious task to do. So anyway, I'd love to be able to repeat tasks that I want repeated, even repeated attacks for that matter. And I'd love to be able to send people home. All right. All right, here we go. Good, good, good. All right, this person, again, kind of an average overall type. Decent speed and decent attack. Okay, we can start attacking with him. He's got a 3. He's a mediocre attacker, which is good right now. It's actually good for us. So we'll definitely take those people, and we will pause. But now that we took them, look what happened. Our water is now negative, so all that water we've stored up is now going to start go backwards. So we immediately need another well for these people. So let's put one right there. And we've got 2 homeless, so once this is done, we'll be good with that. So we want to get that well built as quickly as we can and get back on the positive side. And then the other thing we need to look at, well, let's just get that done, and then we'll look at our next thing, the food. Now we can look at it right here. Our production and our consumption are really getting perilously close to each other, so we're going to have to go with that. But let's see here. Notice how we're kind of keeping fish going here. We've got the cookhouse going, and we still have fish, so this is helping. As long as we keep just enough fish to keep the cookhouse going, we're good on that. Let's go out here and... Oh yeah, we've got our new guy. So Sobek here is going to go start attacking and get us the research, and Platty can actually help, even though she's just a 1. She can help. And let's see what's going on here. All right. I'd love to have cabbage. Cabbage is another great crop. It's actually probably the best vegetable you can grow. Unfortunately, we don't have any medicine. Boy, oh boy. Okay, sorry, I got to decline. That sucks. Okay. And look here. Here's our person with all our medicine. Okay. Now let's just start attacking with Platty. She's done picking up. So she did okay. She did some damage. She got rid of a couple of the bandits for us. I think they've made the bandits too easy. I saw where they had intentionally kind of nerfed that a little bit, and I don't like it. I think it's too easy. What are we missing? We're missing wood still. We're picking up wood. See, we've already gone through all that wood. Man, oh man. Gotta have a sawmill, don't we? Got to. Alright, wood. Let's go out here. and make sure we're picking up wood. And as I said, we'll get a sawmill going. We really need to have a sawmill. Okay, this one is depleted, so we need to move its work area. Right up there will do. Okay, attack. There, now that's more like it. Alright, so now we have some science available to us. 400 points. And that was everybody. Okay. Alright, we don't have any homeless. Let's go back out here. Alright, let's get that medicine down to Proctorville. And this is another one. I'm right-clicking on Proctorville and it won't even allow me to do that. You could right-click here and she would go toward that. But if I right-click this one, it won't allow me to go ahead and take the step. But I can look back and say, okay, there's the farthest she can go, so we'll send her there. So please fix that as well. I need to be able to click on my home and at least start the process of getting there. Let's do some research with Platty. Ooh, she took a little damage, but that's okay. We got 291, so now we can get our school. All right, let's do education. So now, as soon as we get our sawmill going, we will think about putting in a school. And it looks like, okay, we've got enough for our water well. Here comes our magnetic storm, which again shouldn't be too bad. Nerd of Anarchy noted that you don't need 2 people in here if you don't have a lot of illness. Now, I've got 2 in here now. When this is over with and we've got everybody healed, we will cut this back to just 1. Alright, down the river. Folks want to take the raft down the river again, and this time they got nothing. Alright, so we want to get a sawmill going. There's some woods out here we can use. There is a forester, so I can plant trees with a forester and try to keep a kind of renewable forest. You know, in the magic of video games where trees grow so rapidly. But I don't know what if you've used it, let me know your experiences with it. I don't find it works very well. Maybe in conjunction with a trapper, but I don't find it works so great in general. So I'm going to put a sawmill out here, and we're going to fix this road. Maybe kill. Whoops. Kill that part, and our next thing will be to get a sawmill up so that we have a steady supply of planks and we don't have to worry so much about picking them up. And we've still got 9, so we'll go ahead and finish those off because you actually need some planks for the sawmill. Let's see here. Let's what's his research rate? He's a 3 research as well, so that's good. Ouch. Okay, we've done our research, and we'll take our medicine back to Proctorville, and let's go attack. We're going to attack this person next, this guy here. We don't know what's in there, but it could be something really good. All right. So where are we? right, our sawmill is going up. So now we can think about what do we want next. We've got 7 carriers, so we can have the ability to add a little more. We need to watch our... This is going to help our planks. We need to keep picking up concrete. Right now, that's the only thing you can do, pick it up. We'll finish that off, and then we'll move over to more concrete-focused pickups. Let's double-check this and see if we're picking up food. We are not. Let's go ahead and get this nearby food. And how are we doing on food? The food production is pretty good. We're staying ahead. Oh, good. We've got some meat now, so we're getting. Look at this. We're getting lots of mixed meals now. 74. So that means that our folks are eating nutritious meals. That's great. Our water. Okay. Now we need to deal with the water because we're overproducing, but we're not storing. Right? We've got our 900. We don't have any more storage. So let's go ahead and put in another water tower right there. And I said we have the ability to do schools now, right? So let's put in a school. It won't quite fit. Shucks. All right, now the school can literally be anywhere on the map. Let's just put it out here. Okay. And I'm going to pause this one because I said I wanted to build one. When I say build one at a time, I want to accumulate the materials for one at a time, because this one can go ahead and be built. So once this is done, we'll set up the area for it. That sound means that our storm is over. Here we go. We've got a sawmill. We're going to put 2 people on it, and we're going to move its work area. Let's start out here. Let's clear this land out here because this is going to end up being farmland. We might as well get the wood off of it first. And what we can do here to make them a little more efficient is give them a storage area right nearby so that they can store here. And what else we got going on here? Let's go ahead and attack this. Whoops. Attack this one. What's she carrying? She's got some good stuff. Let's have her go back home. Alright. That bandit will fall on the next turn. The next person to attack the bandit will knock him out. And we've got some clearing here. Alright. What do we got here? Alright, here we're back to the same one, the landfill. If we give them tools and clothing, they got a great chance of coming back with stuff. So we gave them tools and clothing, and they came back with plastic and parts. The parts are very useful. That's going to help us when we move into our next stage with power. But remember, we're not quite there yet. We've got our tower, we got this. We can unpause this and go ahead and build our school. We have 3 children that we'd like to get educated. Now I want to put some more farms in here. I'd love to get the wood out of there first. Alright, who do I want to attack with? I guess we'll use this guy.
Talking to me.
Let's see what we get out of this. We get some more parts. Good. That's going to help us again when we start doing our electricity. Patty can make her delivery at home, and then she'll stay and recuperate until she's back to 100 hit points. Alright, so we've almost got a school. 26. We've got room for 6 more. And the food production is good. Water production, All right, we are storing, so we'll keep going with that the way it is for now. We're accumulating more water. There's Platy down here with the star on. Now we have a school, and you'll notice our students just sort of magically appear there. So we have children in the school. And here we are. We're creating wood planks. Good deal. All right, let's see where we are. Oh, let's look at research. We've got some points going here. What do we want to do? We could look at, do we have power? All right, all right, good. All right, we need to start producing energy, and we need to start creating our own parts, which is what the junk recycling does. All right, so there we go. Those two kind of go together. Now, what we wanted, that means that the logical next thing for us to build will be some power. And the power, the way the game works right now, there is no actual grid. You just, if you have a power, it works everywhere. We'd like to use our non-fertile land for it because it doesn't need any fertility. And that stuff's precious to us. So let's build, let's see, what do we got? We got 8 parts. So what we're going to want to come up with is this mechanic shop, which needs 12 power, and we're going to need 4 components. Okay, we've got what we need to build it. Do we have? Now we can either do solar panels and avoid the parts, or because we do have 8 parts, we can build a turbine, which is actually more efficient and will produce just one. Will give us what we need for our mechanic shop. So we're going to build a turbine and take advantage of those parts we've accumulated. We've got just enough parts, so let's put it right out here and we'll get that built. And back here, what's going on? Let's pick up we got the parts picked up. How's he doing? He's a 67 health. Believe it or not, though, he can keep right on going. He's going to go ahead and attack this next person. And let's see. That's it. That's all we can do. All right, so we've already got that one. Well, no, we're not quite there yet. Once we get that all green, we'll build our mechanic shop. Okay, now here we've got our brawl again. Couple of people fighting. This time we're going to give them the medicine. And we lose some medicine, but it makes everybody happy in the colony. For what that's worth. It really is a minimal effect. It really doesn't make that much difference. We need to get focus on picking up, make sure we're picking up concrete. All right, move the work area here. Okay. All right, we've got a wind turbine, so now we can build our mechanic shop. Oh, good. Here we go. Decent attack and decent speed, so this guy would be good. We get 6 more people. They bring some nice stuff with them, so welcome aboard. And we'll pause because now we have we created a problem. Well, we've got 2 homeless, no big deal. We want to have a mechanic shop for sure. Let's put it right there. And we want a little more housing. Let's build one more tenement. And I'm going to pause this one because we want to fix the housing problem first. Now here we can see with our water, we're still overproducing, but we're not accumulating. So I'm going to build another water tower. And the water's more important than the house right now. And food. We got to look at our food. Our food production is still pretty good, and I think one reason is because of the cookhouse is really a powerhouse in this setup. It really makes a difference. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do? 12. We got a lot of workers. We could be going out now and thinking about more sawmills, more cookhouses. I think I'd like to have more farms. I really would like to clear this area out before we get into the farming. Oh, and let's set this guy up to go out here and pick up those. Yeah, might as well have it doing something. And the other thing you can watch for these, when we have the meteor storms, if we get these craters, sometimes you can actually put a fishing, look at this, we can actually fish that crater. I don't know if these are outer space fish that come down with the meteor or what, but we can fish that if we want to. How is our fish? Okay, we still have some fish. We're still hanging in there on the fish because we've got 4 fishermen working. We really have 4 fishermen and 1, 2, 3, kind of 3 farmers. We really could use another farm or 2. It'd be lovely if one would fit in here, but I don't think it will. Let's just bite the bullet and put one out here. Actually, we got a lot of open people here. Let's there we go. We'll sacrifice some of that wood, but it's okay. All right, and we've got a new guy here. What's she doing? I think she's, I'm not sure what she's doing. Let's go ahead and attack. There, that's the end of that. And concrete. All right, go pick up concrete. Platy's still healing, but she's almost ready. And we've got our new guy who has a decent attack. Now let's go start cleaning out bandits. Nice. And that gives us some fiber we can pick up for our clothing production. All right, good deal. All right, so let's start you on corn, get a quick hit. And we can resume this, get that house built. And Platy can go pick up those goods. And we can resume this one and get that mechanic shop built. Whoops. I didn't what I meant to hit, but okay, we're out here. Pick up the concrete. Some wood, nice.
Yep. Sure thing.
And some wood there. All right, good deal. Okay, now, oh, here we go. Oh, tough choice. We've got soybean and wheat. Now, this mother has children. She's wanting some medicine. We have the medicine to give her, and she will give us either wheat seed or soybean seed, and they're both excellent. The wheat won't help us for a while. Let's do soybean. So we're going to grab the soybean, and what we'll do here, these farms here, once they get planted, we'll convert them. Their next crop will be soybeans. a couple of them at least, and that way that'll give us an extra protein, and they're very good producing. So okay, we're accumulating water. That's good. Food production's good. We've got everybody's housed. Let's finish off this, and once we get this mechanic shop done, we'll have our first use of power, and we will we'll call this one an episode. Plating. Now we've got enough people, we could actually start doubling up on some of this. So we could grab more scrap and more recycle. Well, I don't want to do more tools. We're okay on tools and tailor. Okay. Alright, so this is planted, so next time you're going to grow soybeans. And it's growing, so next time you build soybeans. And these two, we'll keep them on veggies, so to keep the balance on our mixed meals. There we go. Now the next thing we want to get really research-wise is we want to be able to store our electricity. We're creating 14 and it's just going off it's doing us no good right now. But we'll start using it. We want to start storing the excess. And I'll explain that later on why you want to store excess power. Other than the fact that it just sounds like the right thing to do. She's going to start heading back, and we'll have her kind of explore her way home. And he can keep attacking. I thought I had that going, sorry. Concrete, are we picking up concrete? Are we picking up concrete? No, we're not. Look at this, 127 mixed meal. Now we've got nutritious food going. This is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40. We could think about building another tenement. Here we go. Now our parts, there we go. We've got all our materials for building that mechanic shop. And we've got a builder working on it. So we'll start building parts out of the junk that we've picked up along the way. And we'll be in great shape. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, we opened up some antibiotics, which are good for fighting infection. There's some more components. Those are nice. Okay, slavers. These are interesting. Okay. Now this one gets really kind of sad. This is almost worth reading. A large and imposing convoy of well-armed bandits approaches the gate. A couple of henchmen drag small groups of captives from the trucks while the leader addresses you. You there, behind the gate, get over here. I've got a fresh batch of eager workers willing to participate in whatever you do in there, for a reasonable price, of course, he barks. So we can trade medicine for a colonist, clothing for 2, or more medicine for 3. We'll do what we can. We're going to take 1 colonist. Now, I knew you got the right idea on how the world turns these days. With a simple nod from the leader, the bandits drag the rest of the desperate captives back into the trucks. Enjoy your purchase. We'll be sure to visit again with more willing recruits. So, we lost 10 medicine. We picked up a colonist, and we avoided what could have been an awful outcome. I'll stop there. No spoilers. All right. So again, we'll end on a kind of a semi-negative tone. We did manage to save somebody from slavery, but now we have a mechanic shop up and running, and it's going to create parts for us. See, it's going to take 5 junk, and turn it into a part, and those parts are used as we build more advanced buildings down the road. So let's stop right here. We're in really good shape. We've got good production of all of our stuff going. We've just started our parts production. The components we have to pick up out in the world. We're okay on tools and clothing. We've got everybody housed. We are accumulating water, although it's at a very slow rate. I might look at dropping another well. In fact, I will. I'm going to go ahead and just put that down, and it'll be building out next time we go. So let me do that while I'm thinking of it. And let's just put it right up through here. That will do. We're going to drop another well, and probably another water tower as well right after it, and then maybe another tenement to prepare for more people, because we've got 35 people and we've got 5 times 8, 40 capacity of housing. Our schooling is 5 of 8, so we're okay on schooling for now, and we're in great shape. So let's just stop right there. And please do hit that like button if you want me to keep going with this series. I need to see those likes, so please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all that good stuff, and I hope to see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Surviving the Aftermath video.